Hello, my name is Dr. Sandy Conley, and I want to welcome you to the online Explorations in Cell Biology course. I want to give you just a few tips for getting started in the class, and then you can ask me any questions you like, either via video if you're comfortable with that and want to send me that, or you can just ask them on the discussion board or through email. Okay, so let's get started looking at our My Courses homepage. So you'll see that we have our typical announcements kind of section here with a welcome message from me and the things that you'll need, my contact information and my silly office picture in the top corner so that you can get a hold of me if you need to, or if you can't find my email quick, that's a good place to find it. I do suggest to you that you scroll down through the announcements and read through these. I've posted many already, so you'll need to actually click the Show All button to see all of the announcements I've posted thus far. And as you are going through the course, if you can't find something, typically going into the Show All Announcements page will help you get through that. If you click on the schedule, it shows you what we're going to be doing this semester. And for our class, we're going to be using an online platform called LoudCloud that will allow you to do everything, including read a text, post discussions, do quizzes, self-assessments, and so on, right within a single platform. Okay, and I think it's going to be much easier for you, and frankly, it's far cheaper than the old version we were using, so I'm hoping that it's going to work well for you. But in the course schedule, I show you a little bit about what's going on as far as when the exams are. So you will have exams in this class. They're all online. The exams themselves will be in My Courses, and you will have plenty of warning for them and so on. But I do strongly suggest that you go in and take a peek at when the exams are and put them on your calendar. They're all due on Tuesdays so that you can have them on your schedule and aren't going to forget about them. We'd hate to have that happen. But you'll see we'll go through intro bio, chemistry of life, cell division, evolution, and then we get into a lot of diversity sorts of things towards the end of the semester. So continuing through, if you go into content, this is going to give you access to the syllabus and all of the course information, course policies, and so on. You'll see the course schedule again, my contact information again. Course requirements and resources might be a good place for you to start. You need to have access to My Courses. This is an online class. I expect that you'll have a good Wi-Fi connection at some point, most of the time. And then the LoudCloud course platform, you actually can get this straight through the Barnes & Noble website. It's not any cheaper anywhere else. It's about $50, and it gives you access to everything you need for the semester. I do recommend one of our assignments will be creating videos. Two of your assignments will be creating videos. So you don't have to have anything fancy. You don't have to have a studio. You don't even have to have a video camera. Your camera on your phone will work just fine as long as I can see and hear you at some point. Now, if you will be signing in your video, if ASL or otherwise, please let me know. That's not a problem at all. I'm moderately fluent in ASL. That might be too much of a push for myself. But when we look at the videos, if you are signing, please make sure I can actually see your hands in the entire frame of the video. That would be my big beg there. Okay. There are some other links for Google applications and so on if you would like to look through that. Also in the syllabus, you have things like assessment and grading, something everybody's always very interested in. How am I going to be graded in this course? And I break it out for you here, your online exams, your LoudCloud assignments. I will drop 4 of your lowest of your activities and discussions and so on, but it's a significant chunk of your grade, and you're going to want to get through that stuff before the exam. Your video assignment 1, which we'll talk more about as the semester goes on, and then your final video is actually your final exam for this class. This class is graded on a plus-minus system, so you see that information here as well. Okay. The other thing that we look at in your syllabus is policies and expectations. I give you a little bit of information about the video assignments in general and your video evaluation form. I don't want to bore you here and click through all of this. I recommend that you do it on your own so that you are familiar with what's going on in class. Instead, let me show you Module 1. Module 1, the modules go with an exam. So for exam 1 that will be due on September 12th, you need to cover the following things. The topic is what is biology, atomic structures, water, and pH. So this is very much of a chemistry sort of introduction, but you'll see that you need that chemistry to get into the biology that we're going to be doing. I give you links here for my videos that are on YouTube. So I've generated videos for all of these course topics. You see how long they are here. These are links to the playlists, okay, on my YouTube page. And if you go to my YouTube page, it's RIT Gen Bio, RITGENBIO. And if you look there, you'll see a whole smattering of videos that I've created for introductory biology kinds of levels. And so when we look at all of them, there are tons of playlists, and that's why I give you links to them in my courses, so it's a little easier for you to find. But when we look at the introductory sorts of things, we're going to be looking at a lot of these things during the semester. But if we click into what is biology, you'll notice that I have CC only, so that's captions only, or with an interpreter. So if you would prefer an ASL interpreter, she is present in these videos, and you actually can get to them straight within my courses as well if you like. So bouncing back to my courses, I have what are called video pages, and if you go into a video page, it's actually going to link you to the interpreter supported videos. If you don't want that, but you still want my videos, then you can poke around in YouTube. And again, links to the playlists. At the bottom of these, you'll see questions for Chapter 1 videos. And you'll see this for all of them. These are not required questions. You don't have to submit these. These are just kind of getting you to think about, am I actually on track? So these videos are actually in addition to your videos on LoudCloud. So you can pick and choose. I'm not going to test you on a specific graph from anybody's video assignment. Okay, so if you like my style of videos better, you're going to still get the same content that I'm testing you on. But if you like LoudCloud's videos better, and if we bounce over there, if you like their videos better because they go along with the textbook, that's perfectly fine. You pick and choose what works for you. You know how you learn best. And if you don't know now, you will soon, okay? So if we're in LoudCloud, you'll see at the top, okay, that it's our Welcome to Explorations in Cell Biology class. It tells you where the textbook is coming from. It's actually an OpenStax textbook, but then the platform built around it is what we're really interested in. So if we click in to Welcome Biology, it just gives you a very brief introduction, but Intro to Bio is your first module unit here, and it shows you here when it's visible from, so it's been visible for a while now. But when you go into this, it's going to give you learning objectives and what you need to do as far as connecting concepts in this unit. And then these little arrows at the top will help you actually move back and forth throughout. And you'll see over on the side here that it gives you kind of this table of contents to help navigate around if you're trying to get to something quickly rather than clicking through the little arrows. And you'll come into this first one and it says, okay, read. So click and read. Okay, so it's going to send you into the first chapter. It's going to give you the keyboard shortcuts. If you like these, great. If you don't, you can unclick for show each time you visit. But this is literally a textbook, right? So you can flip through here, look at the diagrams, read as much as you like or as little as you like, right? Until you get what's going on. It always gives you these lists of important terms for the chapter. That would be certainly something I would pay attention to. Chapter summary gives you some questions and so on. So it's a basic textbook, right? But if we go back into LoudCloud and we start through, so that first one says read, but our second one is actually a video. So this is not my video, this is their video that goes along with the textbook. So this is where I said you're going to pick and choose what video styles you like best. Maybe you don't like watching videos at all. Maybe you just want to read. Great, knock yourself out. Read all you want. Okay, so after that, after I watch this video, you're going to get these little check marks beside that you've actually completed things. And what you're going to find is it's not going to allow you to do some things until you complete previous things. So you're not allowed to take the quizzes until you read and watch the videos, or at least go into the video sections, okay? And it tells you here that this assessment is practice. This isn't going to be considered a high-level graded item in any way. This is just, did you get the point? And you'll see that its attempt start date is August 21st. So right now I can't get into this, but starting next week I could. It's due by September 12th, which is the date of your exam. Okay, so I want you to be completing all this stuff preferably well in advance, because this is just chapter 1. You have 2 major modules or 3 major sections to get through before the first exam. So if you wait until September 12th to start this, this is not going to go well for you, okay? So moving through, so that would be a little 5-question quiz practice of what you may or may not remember. And then I give you extra resources. This is, again, a link to my playlist if you're interested in that. And then you can keep going, and this is the next learning objective, and you read some more, and then there are more videos, and then we get into another practice, okay? At the end of each of these units, you're going to see a chapter quiz, okay? And this is a longer one. This is actually going to be a graded item for you, and it's still only 10 questions, so this is not like it's going to take you all day, right? But there are other things as well. There's a scientific inquiry activity that we're going to want you to do. So these will be things that you have to, these will be things that you actually want to go in, and you're going to read and study the following information, and then you're going to read this PDF that's attached here, and then you're going to submit the assignment based on this information. So you want to read the article, you want to from that article say, what is the observation or problem to be solved? You need to answer that question in a document and then upload it, okay? And answer all these questions associated with it. You'll see that these inquiry activities change. So the next one is descriptive versus hypothesis science. And so this is asking you 2 questions that you want to post in this discussion thread. And these are things that will be graded for you. And I will grade them as we go along and we work throughout the semester, okay? So that's the first unit. The second unit, chemistry of life, and you notice there's only 2 here right now. That's by design. These first 2 are on the first exam. After the first exam reaches us in a few short weeks, more of these will open up for you, okay? So don't think that everything is going to be done in the first 3 weeks. I promise it isn't, okay? So the next 2 units really stuffed within chemistry of life are the building blocks of molecules. And again, the same sort of layout, chapter quiz, and so on. And then we've got water. So reading about water, you'll learn all kinds of things about water, probably more than you ever wanted to know. And then we get into biological molecules, and when we go through those, they're going to be self-checks and reading and videos and so on, okay? So you'll see a lot of these things pop up as you go through, and it's going to give you in your learning path kind of this assessment of how well you're doing. It will give you all of the content information that you need if you click on content and your internet isn't being painfully slow as mine is today. Okay, it'll give you some of the resources and so on that go along with it. Electronic resources, your reading resources. I caution you that these aren't in order, okay? But if you could search by them, like you need to go back and look at cell division. When we get that far, you can actually search for cell division and it'll pop up for you. Okay, so instead of feeding your way back through all the table of content, that might be useful. When we look at your progress, this is actually going to tell you what you have available, what you have due, when it's due, when you submitted it, and comments that I've left for you, okay? So as I'm grading through things, you'll see comments associated with those. So it's called progress instead of grade book, all right? My achievements will also give you kind of where you're standing in the course. This is sort of nice to say, oh, wow, I have a lot to do before the first exam, or yay, all of these bars are green and I've done all kinds of things and I've learned so much, okay? The planner may also be useful for you. Right now it looks kind of barren, but as we get into next month, you'll see that on the 12th of September, which is the same day as our first exam, the next unit will start. So how cells obtain energy will start. Right now, everything is open to you for the first couple of weeks, so you don't see anything in August because it's been open since the beginning for you, okay? There are other things here that may or may not be useful for you as you go along. If I've sent you a message in LoudCloud, you'll get notifications of it, preferences for what your layout looks like, color schemes, and so on, okay? And then you can look into the different forums that we work through for this class, and what has been posted and what hasn't. And so I started looking into these already. You notice my name's here and when I was last into that. So I just showed you this, the descriptive versus hypothesis. I can actually start that on August 28th, which is the first day of classes. And it'll show me how many posts are total, how many I've posted, and how many I haven't read yet. And you'll see these as you go along and learn more about these little intricacies of the system. But it really is built so that you can just work through start to finish by clicking a couple of arrows. And I hope that it makes it more user-friendly for you than our previous system where you're kind of bouncing all over the place. So there are no homeworks outside of LoudCloud. So if we go back to the schedule, you'll see that I have a column that says assignments due not on LoudCloud. Okay, so you don't have anything due outside of LoudCloud, but you do need to be in there and doing your work for the discussions, your work for the activities, and so on as we go along. And I know this will be maybe a different platform for most of you, and so I'll be nudging you on my courses announcements. I'll be nudging you in LoudCloud, and I may send an email if it gets desperate that I'm worried that you're really not doing anything and it's September 10th and the exam's in 2 days and I'm really worried about you. Okay. The only big things that you'll have due that are not on LoudCloud are these videos. And like I said, we'll talk more about these as the semester goes on. I don't want to overwhelm you right now. Your exams will be here on my courses, like I said, and you've got the exam dates, so no excuses. Get them in your calendar. Okay, and they should correspond to the due dates for everything on LoudCloud. So September 12th, you have a whole bunch of stuff due September 12th, and please, I beg you, don't wait until September 11th to start them, okay? Get in here and be working through things so that you can work on these, see all these due dates are September 12th. I do that just so you have flexibility and you can be adults and pick when you want to do things, but I may change that if everybody's kind of dragging feet and everybody's getting behind them, okay? I think that is all I have for now. So please let me know when you have any questions, and I really look forward to getting to know you through your discussions and through our online work. And we'll talk more about in the first couple of weeks after you get settled with all of your classes about whether or not things like virtual office hours are going to be something you'd like to have. Okay? In the meantime, again, I'm Dr. Sandy Conley, and I am thrilled to have you in class. And please let me know as soon as you have any questions. Okay? Have a great day.